Good day. This is Mr. Anderson. And I have some bittersweet news. This will be my last 30, 45 miles in driving trucks. I'm officially retiring from this. I really feel that this is it. I accepted a job, a managing job. And I spoke about that earlier, and it was crazy because I didn't even apply for the job. That's the funny part about it all. I didn't even apply for the job. They reached out to me and reached out to me on LinkedIn. And set up an interview, and I said, "Well, you do that Monday. I can have a quick phone conversation with the rep, and then after that, she set up an appointment with the operations manager and one of the other managers. And I killed the interview, of course, and that Tuesday. And then Wednesday, around 3:30, they called me and offered me the job. And you talk about things, and at the time, I had already had my CDL license, and I had already accepted a driver's job because I was just like, the market was saturated with drop managers, so this job is a different type of a driver manager job that I accepted. But I'm anxious and I'm ready for it. But this is it. Everything happened for data. I was able to drive trucks Monday. That was my training for this job. But it's just like a temporary service type job, like tip to hire thing. But I was able to get training done, and then my schedule had to be adjusted. So I didn't work Tuesday. I take it back. I was supposed to work Tuesday, and they canceled my load. So I ended up having to work Wednesday and Thursday. And I went to Atlanta. It was easy, just drop it or pick up, drop to Atlanta, pick up the load, take an empty to Atlanta, pick up the load, and then drive it back to Nashville and deliver. And the first load I did Tuesday, I kind of screwed it up. I ended up taking to the wrong location because I really wasn't, just things going on, and really wasn't paying attention, reading what I was supposed to be reading right, and just frustrated with some other stuff that's going on. But the data that I got from this job, and it's just, I've put my time in, man. And I'm glad I did it, because I would always probably think back if I wouldn't have took the job and did it for these couple of days this week. Let me go back. So then Monday, while I was training, my background check came in, and I was accepted. Everything was clear. And so there, I'm setting up an orientation. I'm flying out to the company Monday morning on the 30th. No, the 29th. I'm flying out because I'm staying 2 weeks training. But so I was really excited about that. And then when I actually, I was kind of feeling bad that I'd already took that job, took the driver's job, because I was kind of still wanting to do the truck driving because of the market with the managing driver managers, fleet managers, and operations managers for this. It was kind of exaggerate. But anyway, it's just the data that I got from these 2 days of me driving. You see, I'm on my way back. I just got to unload it, and I'm actually headed back, and this is it. But the data that I got from this, it's just my time. Just in this time. It's not really a lot of goods and pick up the keys. Just a lot of stuff going on. Just reminiscing on why I want to get into management and get out of the truck and spend more time with my children. You know, the things that's going on in my life, relationships, family, health. Just reminds me why I'm older. Mental aspect of everything. Which that's what I'm gonna do. Start putting more information out about trucking. So if you guys have any questions about the trucking industry, let me know. And I can answer any questions that you have. Because if you don't know if you're trying to get in it, or if you're trying to look around and want to know what to look for in a company, you know, the company to pick, to choose to work for, there's a lot of variables that you need to be aware of. I have a friend of mine who just started her career in trucking. She's trying to find a job, actually. And trying to find the right company. But she's in the area. She's in Kansas City, Missouri. And she's in the area where, you know, trying to find a job, trying to find the right company to work for, to get a home. And a lot of that is placement. But anyway, that's what I want to be able to give to everyone that I bring out on this channel and with my business that I'm creating here on the side. You know, as I grow through my learning and understanding of my role in trucking and driving. And I think this company that I'm working for, I'm really excited. It really puts my knowledge of things in perspective and use. missing my family, missing my children. Man, just really missing out on a lot of things. And I wouldn't say I missed out on a lot. I do. I did, but I don't. Because it was all for this right here. I didn't know what it was for. I really didn't have a purpose back then. All I knew was just work. And I went through a lot of money. A lot of money that, I didn't know what I was doing. And that's one of the things that I think to pass along is, especially with me trading, learning how to trade and day trade, and learning how to put money aside, because here's what's driving. A lot of these companies, they close. Or somebody buy them out. And sometimes they keep the drivers, and sometimes they let everybody out. So you have to position yourself in a certain way to where you are able to not be worried about things. Because that's one of the things I was that happened to me, man. Is like I had savings, but I didn't have savings. Well, I did have savings, because that's what helped me through the last 6 or 7, 8 months of a company, probably a year. And that's what helped me through those times, is the money that I had put into stocks, buying shares of stocks and companies and investing. That money really did come in handy, and then I would use it, and then I would go back until I really had to exhaust all of it, trying to save the company. And ultimately, what happened? I had to let go, I had to close. But I did learn that valuable lesson. And seeing that other company ever closing, how upset the drivers have been on there for so many years. So people really have to set yourself when it comes to being a truck driver in this industry. And I've had a couple of people ask me about how I was able to transition from the truck to an office. And because you don't get any training in the truck. They don't train you how to be a manager in the truck unless you know somebody, unless you did what I did, just start your own. And luckily, been be able to into some of these websites and use it and leverage that stuff, leverage what you learn into that. But a lot of times, when I dealt with some of the companies that I applied for, they didn't really treat my company like a company. And I still had that issue even when I started getting back in the trucking. They were like, oh well, we need your tax forms to make sure that you're not lying, that you're driving trucks. Man, I had a federal ID. I had a federal ID. I had a DOT number. I had an EIN number. I was a legit business. I had to pay taxes on it. I had to file my own load. I had a logo. I had a business, like it's really a business. A lot of times, people just don't. They don't know. They don't see it as that. They don't know that was one of the things when I did go to my career coach. She was like, I don't see how why you're not getting the job. Why these companies are calling it. Just have you got more experience, actual experience on the thing. You don't just have a piece of paper and say you went to school. You have actual driving and running a business. And you did take a few little courses of dispatching and brokering and finding shippers and things like that. So I don't know why they're not calling me this, and I know why. They don't want that. A lot of these companies want workers. They just want people to come in and integrate into their system and not know all this other stuff. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So but this has put me in that position, and I've sacrificed a lot. I've really sacrificed a lot, and I'm anxious to get started and use my knowledge and understanding of everything to be very snacking on snacks and stopping getting energy drinks. It's like it's not healthy. And that's probably one of the big things I want to have more control over is my health. That's one of the major thing that I want to have control because my blood pressure is now. I was able to get my CDL license because of my blood pressure high. So I have a restriction, and then I have to make sure I get my blood pressure back to where I can get a more medical card. And that's what I want to do. It's hard to do that when you're driving. For instance, like this route that I took, like going to Atlanta, I got up at 2 o'clock in the evening, and it's 5:22 right now. March 27, 2026. Like it's 5:22. I got up today. I got up at 2 o'clock to get ready to go to work. I left the yard. I got in the shower, looked at my load information, got in the shower, got dressed, scanned back over the load information, grabbed my snacks, my earbuds, my headset, things that I needed. Got in the car, and it was like a 45-minute drive to the yard. Once I got to the yard, it was like 3 o'clock, 3:30, close to 3:30. Once I did my pre-trip on the truck, I had to go around and find the empty, drive around and find the empty trailer, look up to the room, do my pre-trip on the empty, do all my paperwork, do the computer work, the tablet stuff that I got to get, do all that, and I didn't leave the yard until probably 4:30. Yeah, probably 4:30. About 4:30. Close to 5. And had to, the guy didn't fill the truck up, which I'm today. The guy didn't fill the truck up, so I had to go to Chattanooga yard, which was an hour out of my way to go fill up and fill up, and then another hour back in the direction that I need to go. Forget about an hour. Out of the way to head to Atlanta. And then once I got to Atlanta, I found my trailer, looked up, did my pre-trip. Post-trip on the trailer, pre-trip, did the paperwork. I had to take my 30-minute break. I took all of that. And get it back, which I got exhausted when we went back. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, man, I know I just started back doing this, but it would take me at least another month or so before I can actually get my body used to it. And I'm supposed to be on a day shift, but with my circumstances without my children, it was forcing me to be on nights. And I really don't have a schedule. Really don't have a set schedule. It's just when